Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Jeff LaCure, and I'm here once again with you with my podcast partner, Richard Yancey. And together, we are the bros who know. We are, without a doubt, irrefutably authentic. You may not agree, but you know what? We almost don't care. And I say that in the nicest way possible. Because at times we're going to give you some opinions, flat out. Today we're going to give you a few opinions. But we like to present our opinions with some facts and information. And I'll tell you, one of the things we're going to do today, and first and foremost, as you could tell, we're in Studio A today. We had some technical difficulties with our usual studio. I just, on behalf of Rich and I want to give a massive shout out to the flat out best producer out there, Michelle Hebshe, who does everything behind the scenes for us, has to deal with all our pre-production stuff. And today, she got involved in really a wonderful conversation that we had that we're actually going to talk a little bit about today. But we started realizing that, you know, one of the things we want to bring to you is a serious conversation about relationships. And Rich and I continue to talk about how we're going to do it. One of the ways that we'll do it is we're going to do it in several parts. And just to give you a small taste, we're not going to talk about it today, but give you a small taste that's going to blow you away, is we're going to talk about infidelity. We're going to talk about why men and women cheat. And the majority of the viewers aren't going to be familiar with why men and women cheat, but we're hoping that through our conversation, it'll strengthen your relationships.
Right.
And something else that Rich and I are going to do, we're really excited about, and I want our viewers to begin to think about, is we're going to ask for a couple, preferably a married couple, to volunteer to come into the studio, and they're going to get on camera a free, if you will, marriage counseling session. And the reason we were talking about doing that is since COVID and people working from home and having to wear masks and not getting out as much, it has wreaked havoc on people's relationships. So not only do Rich and I like to present you with information that sometimes makes you go, we also like to present you with some solutions. And so we'll talk about it later, but one of the things we're going to do is we're going to have a married couple come on. They're going to be on the Bros Who Know podcast. You're going to actually be able to see an actual marriage counseling session, which is so different than what you see in Hollywood. And then as a kind of a reward for them coming in and being vulnerable in front of a lot of viewers, we'll give them 2 free actual counseling sessions at my office in Holliston. The other thing that Rich and I are going to be talking about, and we're going to give you a little taste of it today, is the hidden lives of men. And that's kind of what we were talking about earlier today. And Rich and I were joking, we kind of wish we had filmed it. Rich brings up an excellent point. I'm going to turn it over to him in just a second. He hit the nail on the head. And this is why we realized we have to have a discussion with you, a several-part discussion about the hidden lives of men. Because Rich was saying it as Michelle was setting up the studio today, right, that men are almost under attack. Right, Rich? Wow. Share what you were sharing. That's a great observation.
So men cannot be men anymore. I'm telling you, that masculinity is gone. I feel bad for men.
Yep.
There's, how before, this is maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, even when you watch like movies and stuff, men want to be respected. Men had this aura about them when they entered the room, like, listen, I did everything right, I deserve respect. But now, if you get disrespected, you can't do anything about it.
Right. It's almost expected, right?
Yeah. So and first of all, we're going to talk about women too, because men and women, we want to be equal. We want everyone to be equal. That's that's society. But in order to make anything equal, you have to add to or take away from. And the takeaway for men is our masculinity. We can't be men anymore.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jeff?
Rich, I just think you bring up such an important point. And to our viewers, I'm just going to say, again, we don't do this so that you agree or disagree with us. You're entitled to your opinion, your views. Although if we throw out facts and you disagree with us, you better come back with more than opinion. You come back with facts to counter our facts, and we'll go, hey, you bring up a great point. But if it's an opinion, you know what opinions are like, and you know everybody's got them.
Oh, so what do you think? Is that a fact or is that opinion?
Yeah, actually, you don't be Rich. I always sort of go back to that science.
Right.
I want to be the Dr. Fauci of mental health. Obviously, I'm joking. I have zero respect for that guy, and that's right. I said it on camera.
Okay, well,
but I want to highlight something Rich just said, right, about masculinity. Men's testosterone levels are going down every single year. And when men produce less testosterone, we produce less sperm. We produce less healthy sperm. So we got to stop this nonsense of trying to tell men not to be men. Our survival as a civilization has to do with men being men. Let's try to define what that means. And I'm going to turn it back over to you, Rich, but before I do, I just want to highlight, there's a difference between being a man and being a male.
Oh, absolutely. There's
right?
definitely a difference.
Men are competitive. Men are good fathers. Men are confident. Men like to do stuff.
Well, you mean the old school man. The new type of man now we have to be smiley. I smile all the time, but we have to smile all the time. Someone cuts us off in the car, what do? We smile and say, it's okay, go ahead and go in front of us. So that's where, women come into play. Because I tell you something, women, they want a man. They don't think that. They fall in love with men.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
But nowadays, it's hard to be a man. So you think of it. I'll give you a good example. A woman's in a cafe like Starbucks, sitting down, reading a book or what have you. A guy come in, looks good. He walks right by her, right? Orders his coffee, walks right by her, don't even look at her, leaves. She calls up a girlfriend like, oh, how come, guys come in here, I'm a good-looking woman, they don't want to say hello to me, they don't even want to say hi. And I'm going to tell you why.
Testify,
that man comes
Rich.
up to you.
Testify.
Yeah, if that man comes up to you, the first thing you'll tell your friends is that some creepy dude came to me.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So we're ruining them. Somebody just, you ruin the attributes of
men. That's right.
You know what I mean? And men, I'm telling men used to, when you see another man, you respect each other. But now, there's no respect.
Yeah.
It's gone.
No. There's a phrase, Rich and I, we were talking about this off camera, that the big phrase when we talk about men is toxic masculinity. Let me be crystal clear with our viewers. There's no such thing as the word toxic and masculinity together. Oh, there are males who are mean to their partners, are domestically violent, who lie and cheat, but not men. Men are never toxic. And here's the surprise of the day to all our viewers. And the viewers, I'll ask you. And Rich, I'll ask you by default.
Right.
Who's actually born more emotionally sensitive?
Oh,
boy babies or girl babies?
Probably boys. Yeah, boys, because we want our mama.
Yeah. Boy babies.
Then we want our mothers.
Boy babies cry more than girl babies. Boy babies die more at birth than girl babies. Right. Boy babies are born sensitive.
Right.
And by the age of 2, society tells us that we have to be a male. We got to be all like this. That ain't being a man. What you see in front of you today are 2 men.
Well, okay, so
2 men.
2 men would never have a problem with each other. 2 real men would never, ever have a problem. And I'll tell you why.
That's right.
Because we're comfortable in our skin. Now, so what happened is, over land, so a long time ago when people used to fight over land. So if you own a piece of land, I own a piece of land, and I'm like, listen, and and there's another piece of land, I will come up to you and say, listen, I want that piece of land. And you say, no.
Right.
I want that piece of land. And out of respect, I say, listen, I guess I'm gonna have to take it then. No due respect for you. I don't mean to be respectful, but I want it, so I'm gonna have to take it from you. And you said, well, try. But we had, but it was respect. You know what I mean? You respect even war, even wars. We have laws with wars because we respect other men. We have men respect other men.
You do.
Everything we do, if you're a real man, it's about respect.
It is about respect.
Now, so that's
real men respect, don't they?
Oh yeah, they do. So and it's another thing. So we talked about that, and I'm gonna put it on the ladies for a little bit. So women, and we hear this a lot. They say that we get. Now this is part joking, this is part reality, this is part real for what I'm saying. This is my perspective. Women they say that they want to be, they want equality, right? And I believe they should have equality. But what women don't understand, they had more power than us. They always had more power than us. Everything a man does, we do it for you. We buy that Ferrari because of you. We get that good job because of you. You have all the power in the world, but the only power you don't have, and this is what men have, and I talked about this in the last podcast, men can unite. We stick together. We have respect. We have chain of command. We respect each other. Mm-hmm. Women, the biggest problem with women, and I'll tell you this right, the biggest problem with you guys can't, you guys cannot get along with each other. If you got along with each other, you would rule the world. And that's why I call on like Oprah, Right. Oprah has the biggest voice with women. Mm-hmm. All she has to do is unite the women. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing that we're definitely going to touch base on.
Yes.
Because they don't need to be equal to us. They can own everything because everything we do.
Right.
So
before you guys start doing your cards and letters and emails about Rich said, he hit the nail on the head, and I'm going to prove it to you. Irrefutable. Irrefutable. If you look at all our elections over the years, and I know we haven't had a lot of women run for president, but here's what we know. Historically, when there's a man and a woman running for the same office, more women vote for men. Think about that when Rich says that women have the power. There's more women in this country.
Oh, they absolutely
There's
have
more
the power.
women in this country. So women frequently, to no fault of their own, give away their power. How? By competing with each other.
Exactly.
Right? Men, we compete with each other, but Rich hit the nail on the head. He said we do it typically in a respectful way. Right? We do it in a respectful way. Not always, but mostly in a respectful way. And we know in the science of relationships, which is one of the reasons we're going to talk about it, is women tend to compete with each other.
Absolutely. That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you think men are cheating on you with? Are they cheating on you with guys, or are they cheating on you with other women? Men cheat on you with other women, but if you guys stuck together, you can stop it. The power's up to you. We have something called bro code.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's talk about the bro code.
So bro code. So listen, let me tell you that. So the bro code is this. I'm talking about. Obviously, the bro code is, if you know your friend is interested in another woman, you leave her alone. You know what I mean? Or if your friend, your best friend that you've known for years, and has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend comes over to your house because she's complaining about your best friend, you say, listen, you don't touch her, because you know that if your friend was in that situation, you expect him to do the same thing. But we have laws and rules, and that goes down from generations to generations, called bro code. And if we don't, and if I did, say if I did have a best friend and I cheated on with his girlfriend, right? And he finds out about it, every guy in the world is gonna think I'm the bad apple. None of my friends are gonna say, Rich, that was a good thing. They'll just walk away from you and think that they won't trust you with anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just one of the reasons we're going to talk a lot about the hidden lives of men, and it will help your relationship. It will help you understand yourself better. And remember, when Rich talks about the bro code, we're kind of talking about it through a contemporary lens, because obviously the way that men's roles have evolved, right? Fathering it's the most important thing a man will ever do. I don't want to be overly personal, but of all the things I've ever been called, the most amazing thing to be called is dad. And that is part of the new bro code is if you are a father, you not only provide old bro code, meaning financially for them, you provide for them emotionally. And the new bro code, and this is one of my favorite parts of the new bro code, Richie, I'll share it with you, the viewers, is the new bro code says we treat our children's mother with respect, even if we're no longer with our child's mother, because we don't ever want our child to have to decide, I got to choose between mom and dad. See, that's the new bro code.
That's
right.
That's
the new bro code.
That goes without saying.
That's men being men. Right? This is men.
Well, you make it about your child and not about you.
That's right.
You definitely have to treat your child. Your child has to know that you respect their mother.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't respect their mother, who's going to respect their mother?
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
And yeah, that's.
We don't always have to agree with them.
Yeah, and so
We
that
get
goes,
divorced for
right.
reasons, or relationships end for
And
reasons.
let's not get lost here, because it's very important to have men. I'm telling you, you think that being masculine, you think that's it's useless, but it's not, because when men, a real man has value, and the value in it is this.
Right.
This is what
That's
the value
right.
is.
Value.
He's gonna, if someone breaks in the house, you don't have a real man. He's under the bed with
That's
you.
right. That's
You
right.
run underneath the bed. Now you have a man that you want him to be equal. So now he's not a man anymore. He's under the bed with you.
Right.
You want a man that says, you know what? Listen, I love life, but I love you. If anyone comes in this house, I'm gonna die for you.
That's right.
That's a real man. The reason why he's gonna die for you, because he cannot live knowing he didn't protect you.
100%.
That's why men are very important. You take men out of the world, then what are you going to have? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm scared. Well, I'm scared too. You got two scared people. What are you going to do? You're
That's
going to
right.
sit there and do what? Call 911 and hide underneath the bed?
Rich, I'll give you a great example. What's your highlight?
What's that?
I can't remember if it's a congressperson or a senator, but someone put a bill, maybe not even a bill, maybe it was someone from our military, maybe it was the Secretary of Defense. I probably should have my information straight. But the point is, it was said that in the military there's a proposal out there that we no longer say yes sir or no sir, yes ma'am or no ma'am. We want to take away some of the strength of yes sir and no sir from the best fighting force in the world.
Right.
And you look around what's going on. And I'll tell you, I was raised by a military man. And yes sir and no sir was a sign of love and loyalty and respect. Right?
Absolutely.
So what are we supposed to say now
Right,
in the
right.
military? If you're my commanding officer, I can't say no, sir. Or if you're a woman, I can't say yes, ma'am.
Right.
Right? I'm
And
telling you,
and
folks.
So that's
we gotta
that's a
toughen up
it's
again.
a slippery slope, and I'll tell you why. Look, let me tell you something. I'm for everyone being equal, but if I'm on the force, or if I'm in the military, and I have a woman next to me, she has to have my back. She better have my back. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she has to have my back. And I'm not saying that she's not mentally there. She could be mentally brave if she wants, but don't get mad at me, but it's the truth. Women are not physically stronger than men, naturally. It's not. We have testosterone. You know what I mean? So if two guys are coming at me, she has to be able to protect me. That's all I'm saying. And if she cannot, if she can't help protect me, we have to reevaluate the situation.
Correct.
Because the most important thing is not how you feel. It's about protecting the people that you love.
Correct.
At the end of the day.
And
right?
you're highlighting, we are mentally equal.
Mentally,
Although
yeah,
some people might say men aren't as
women
bright,
are
right?
stronger. No, men.
But
Women are stronger
you know what?
than men.
We're not physically equal.
No, we can.
Right, here comes Arcard's letter. I said it. We're not physically
it's impossible.
equal.
But you know what? But see, the thing, and that's okay. Like, that's the thing that as a society, we have to understand. It's okay that we're physically stronger than women, and it's okay that women are mentally stronger than men.
Which I believe.
Because because when we come together as a marriage, we we check off all the boxes. Okay, but when we have this argument, like, look, like women, and I'm just, just partially, this is my opinion. I don't get paid as much as a guy. Well, listen, let me tell you something. I can't go on Instagram and take off my shoes and put out my feet and get paid for that. No one's gonna pay to look at my feet.
I might. I might do it, Rich.
Women, they get paid just by looking at their feet.
Yeah.
People, it's crazy what
There's
women
some
can do
woman
now.
playing with dolls on Instagram
they can
and
do anything.
making all kinds of money.
I work hard every single day. There's a woman that doesn't even work out, doing stretches, making money on it.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
We're doing the wrong kind of podcast,
Oh
Rich.
my God, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Pretty soon, men is going to be obsolete. But
It's happening. Think about it.
you know what I would.
It's
Listen,
happening.
and this is true, Jeff. I don't know. I'm not going to name the shop. But I went and I saw mannequins with female breasts on.
And they're supposed to be men?
They're men. Yeah, they're men mannequin. Everything about them is masculine, except
In
for
the
they
men's
have
clothing
breasts.
section?
Yep, they have breasts.
That's real smart.
It's crazy.
Right,
It's
that's real
unbelievable.
smart.
It's unbelievable.
That's real smart.
So we have to
It's
figure it out.
okay. We're saying this to you. Don't have to agree. It's okay to be a man.
Yeah,
It's okay to have a physical strength about you. It's okay to actually be more emotionally sensitive than women. It's okay that we're actually sometimes afraid of sharing our feelings. It's okay that it is typically a guy who will protect a family situation. It's okay. It's okay. But society is trying to say it's not okay to be men, and it is okay to be men. We need more men.
We are necessary.
Yep.
Men are necessary. Women are necessary too.
100%.
But we are necessary. A woman will not. Okay, a woman that's that's straight will not fall in love and be in love with someone who's not a man long term. It's just impossible.
Doesn't happen.
Women love men, but yet we get neutered.
That's right.
It doesn't make it doesn't make any sense.
Now,
And I'm calling on Oprah. That's why I said. That's why I keep bringing up. We need help, Oprah.
Oprah, come on in. We'll happily debate you with this. And again, it's not going to be opinions. It's going to be facts.
And it's not. We're not bad. We're not putting down women because you guys have more power.
Right.
You guys soon as you were born. So I always tell Jeff, and I said this on the last podcast. I said, time is the most valuable asset on the planet. But our minds distort that because you know what the most valuable asset on the planet? You women. Okay, we need our mothers. We're like babies. If we found out that something happened to us, we're gonna ask for our mothers.
I still
you
do.
Know what I mean? Yeah,
I still do.
We need women. Matter of fact, if you guys could say, you know what, all the women, if you guys united and said, listen, you know what, we're not gonna have sex with you guys for a year. We would come up with plans like, look, you guys don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you want. We'll work. We'll do whatever you need us to do. You guys always had the power. That's the oddest thing. That's when women look at me and say, I feel like I'm being mistreated. You know what? Stick together. You guys can pretty much conquer the world. Now,
sisters unite.
As long as there's laws, like the laws that we have in in America, men can't, there's no physical violence. You can't hit a woman. You can't, you can't even tell, you can't
ever
say anything bad to them. You can't say bad things or swear.
Well, there's certain words we should never utter.
Exactly. So, with laws in place, it makes things equal. You guys, you guys have the power. And again, I can say this on this forum, and you guys still won't get along. I can say this 1,000 times. You guys still can't get along. If you talk to a woman, you say, "Who do you feel more comfortable with?" You know what they always say? You know what? I get along with men. Of course, you get along with men because we love you guys. Like, of course, yeah, you're gonna get along with me. Of course you are.
And here's the facts.
Right? Go ahead,
here's the facts.
Here's the facts.
Three women go out, ladies' night. And one woman leaves and goes to the ladies' room. You know that the two women who are sitting at the table waiting for you to come back probably just talked about you.
Absolutely.
Let me make you a promise. Hidden lives of men. If there's three men sitting in a restaurant together and one guy leaves, the other two guys don't start talking about him. It's the bro code. Your sister code is broken. I am going to give our women viewers the biggest compliment I can give to them, though. Ready for this one?
I'm ready. I'm ready to hear this.
I do believe in the big picture. This is me. I think women in many ways are mentally stronger than men. And as Rich and I have already highlighted, men are physically stronger than women. However, here's where women own the world. Here's where you're mentally tougher and physically tougher than any man ever born, and that's childbirth. If men had to deliver babies, there would be no babies. There wouldn't be one baby. I'm telling you, men can't even hardly stand being in the delivery room with you. No. I was there for all my kids' birth, and I learned something really special right there.
I was there for mine. Oh, that's
women,
crazy.
Oh my goodness, the strength of what you're able to tolerate. Because if we get a paper cut, Rich, I hate to...
We're babies.
Hidden life of men. We get a paper cut. We're at the emergency room because we might need a stitch. And yet women are popping out a 10-pound big pumpkin head through a small little part of your body, and then you smile afterwards.
Right.
You are the strongest people on earth. But like Rich said, stop giving away your power and competing with other women.
And that's the key thing. So I'm going to repeat this so you can understand. Men are not powerful by themselves.
True.
But we unite, and that's why I said before, as a team, we can conquer the world. Women are strong by themselves, but for some reason they can't get the team together. They fight. And let me tell you something. I had a hair salon. I don't do hair or anything, but I had a hair salon. And I would tell you right now, the women that worked there, that's all they did was fight over the stupidest things.
Backstabbing.
Oh, always, always. So, like I said, even I'm giving you up. This is a gift. I'm giving you a gift and saying, listen, you want to conquer the world? You don't even need to. You don't even need to go on the TV and say, listen, you know what? I want to get paid as much as a man. All you have to do is stick together. You guys will own the planet. Now, and even if I said that, you guys are not going to be able to do it. So that's one. So the other thing is this. We got to find a way, Jeff, to get our men back. Because we need men. It's a sad thing when you go, when you talk to a guy and he's not confident and he's looking at the ground and you're like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, it's okay. Your day's supposed to be going unbelievable. It's your life. You're in control of your life. And we have to get back to respecting each other. The fact that men can't even say anything anymore, like if someone cuts me off, I just say, thank you for cutting me off.
Yeah.
I can't even you can't say anything anymore. You can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I got the gym. That's it. I go to the gym and then I drive home and I get yelled at. I get yelled out 10 times if I get home, and then I get out and I have to smile.
Yep.
That's not a life of a man.
It isn't, and there is a war on men. I know some people are going to be disagreeing with that, and again, I don't care because we're entitled to our opinions, you're entitled to your opinions, but there's a war on men. And all you have to do is watch anything on television or go to YouTube or anything, and it's always a knock on men. It's always a knock specifically on white men, and it's over and over and over and over again, and I would challenge anybody to say that about white women, say that about black women, say that about Latino women, say that about black men. But there is a war on men in general,
right,
and specifically a war on white men. Like
okay, so
white men.
So let's get into that. Cause you lost me on that one, Jeff. We were doing so good. We were batting 1,000. What do you mean by on white men? So you got to come clear on that one.
That is, it's specific in the way that I talk about that the word toxic.
Because you're not the first time I heard this. I heard this at the gym the other day.
Toxic masculinity, those words don't go together because masculinity is beautiful. Right. Masculinity is awesome. No, so it's never toxic. There's toxic males out there. Well, are there weird, lousy white men out there? No, actually, they're not, because men are great. Are there white males out there? Sure. Are there black males out there? Latino males? Absolutely. Who we go, not good people.
Right.
But over and over and over again, we have the word white and men as if that is somehow the new swear word, the new negative. And as a fan of Martin Luther King, who was a flawed man, and when we talk about infidelity, I will talk about Martin Luther King's infidelity. JFK and his infidelity, we will talk about infidelity. Martin Luther King was a beautiful man, but a flawed man. But he talked about stop judging people on how they look and judge them on the quality of their person, the content of their character.
That's a beautiful, that's
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so, it's one of those things where women, you're not going to be happy if there's no more men. I'm telling you that right now, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah, because you won't be attracted.
You're not
going to be able to reproduce.
You're not going to be attracted to them. You're not going to be attracted.
Sperm count's going down, Rich.
Oh my goodness!
They're going down for two reasons. Chemicals.
The younger
and
generation.
Society's message of anti-men.
Well, the younger generation of the men now, like the younger, college kids, they're in trouble.
Oh, big time.
They're in trouble.
I'm worried. I'm worried about the people going to be taking care of you and me when we're old, Rich.
Well, the good news is this.
Please tell me some good news.
Well,
Rich.
the silver lining is this. So I'm at the gym, right? And we have a lot of younger guys. I still feel like the man because I'm telling you, the way they think now is different.
We do have to mentor them, don't we?
I don't even know where to begin. Part of being a man is this: when you say something, right, you back it up with everything that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so this is the problem that I have, and it's another thing that women have to think about. This is something you think about. So, it used to be that women say, "I'm a woman, I can change my mind." You can't change your mind. Once you say up to certain things, you can change your mind. But when you have a handshake, you can't change your mind. As men, you cannot. Once a man gives you a handshake, whether he made a bad decision or not, he has to go through with that. And the reason why is because other men would know. They'll be like, "Oh, that guy, he's not a man of his word." See, you're a man of a word. We have to create something called a lady of his word. We don't have that. We have a man of his word, right? We live by that, okay? And that's what makes us great, okay? If we follow those those rules.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
But when you take that away, Jeff, now you have a friend. You have a friend that's going to run underneath the bed when there's a problem. You're going to have a friend
ally.
that's not going to. Yeah, I'm just saying with women,
Right.
if they don't have a man as a like a man in a relationship, you have a friend that's going to agree with everything that they might disagree.
Confidant.
Yeah, but they're not going to be there when the shit hits the fan, because they can't even be there for themselves. So I don't know what to do with that.
Well,
This is where we need you. We need Oprah. We need someone to come out here. And
Yeah,
help us
it's
out.
time for them. Rich, when you mention about mentoring and, the young guys at the gym, we do mentor them. They do look up at us because we're still in shape. So
Right.
they're like, all right, these guys they must know something. And there's a gentleman, this will be a name that people around New England certainly recognize, Ron Burton. And he's got the Ron Burton Training Village. He does it every summer up in New Hampshire. And it's with all young men. It's really with adolescent boys.
Right.
And the purpose of that is he brings on this staff, mostly men, and mentors these young boys, these men, and how to be men, how to be strong of character, strong of faith, believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, believe that it is important to be a good person and a good father. It's important to value education. It's important to value the things that you can do. The Ron Burton Training Village, what I love about it is it counters that narrative that's out there right now of toxic masculinity. They celebrate at the Ron Burton Training Village masculinity. They give a lot of these kids who don't have fathers in their life, they give them examples of what it means to be a healthy man. Our greatest gift, Rich, second to only being a father to our own children, my belief anyway, is how we teach the next few generations of men how to be men.
Right, and that's
How
a
to be
beautiful
men.
thing, because here's being a man, it's a natural thing. You're born a boy, and you become a man. Okay, you're
healthy
born a
man,
boy,
healthy
you
man.
become a man. You're born a girl, you become a woman. We're not saying like we're better than you.
Correct.
We both have different jobs.
Right.
Okay, but because of technology, because of the way this world's going, men are about to be extinct.
Yeah, it's coming.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Women,
coming.
you're gonna be upset about that.
That's right.
Because you, more than us, you love men.
You
Not
raised
boys.
us.
Yeah, you
raised us.
you don't want a boy in a relationship.
Right, you raised us.
If you get sick, you want a man by your side. When you go to the car dealership and they treat you bad, you want your man to come down there to take care of that.
We're not saying you
Okay?
can't, but we are saying if
Right,
we're there
exactly.
with you,
Well, as a
you're
support,
getting a better deal.
Exactly. So I'm not saying that you can't, but what I'm saying is you feel a lot more confident that if someone disrespects you and you have a man by your side, that he's going to say, no one disrespects my woman. Okay?
True.
Now, if you want a boy, this is what you're going to get. Well, I'm sorry you got disrespected. What do you want me to do?
haha, that's right.
That's what you're going to get. What
That's
do
right.
you want me to do?
That's right.
I'm not going to go down there. What do you want me to say? Like, I'm not going to go down there. That's what you're going to get.
That's
9
right.
times out of 10, what you're going to get. Someone breaks into your house, you know what you're going to get? You go downstairs. I'm not going downstairs. She's
Right.
going to say, no, you're the man. You go downstairs. What do you mean I'm the man? You told me I was called me a girl yesterday.
Yeah.
So, you love your men. Don't lose them. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm telling you, at our age, that's it. I think the next generation you might have left, and then after that generation,
I'm
we're
nervous.
gone.
I'm
Men are
nervous
well,
about
we
it.
won't be here when that happens, but
Yeah, our kids
by
will
the third
be, though.
generation, there's not going to be any men.
I'm nervous about it. See, Rich talks about the bro code. This is part of the bro code, and we are raised by women to be independent, to be self-sufficient, to be loving partners, to be there for our children beyond financial. Anybody can be financial, right?
Right.
See, that's why I love the phrase, anybody can be a dad, but it takes someone important to be a father, to be a father.
Right. You need a man to be you have to be a man, though, to be a father.
You have to be, right? And so,
So that's a small glimpse. Okay, we're going to talk about that later on, but I know
Yeah.
you might want to finish up with this.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it with this today. We certainly given you a lot to think about. We want you to think about some of this stuff. We're not saying you got to agree. As you could tell, part of the style that Rich and I have is we share opinions and facts with great passion. we're not telling people not to share theirs. Matter of fact, we want to hear yours. We had some people give us some feedback based on our last podcast. And both Rich and I responded to that feedback. We didn't give negative feedback. They didn't give us negative feedback. We had a little bit of a conversation. So we look forward to you being part of this. We need you to spread the word. I'm going to tell you right now. You get a taste. You show me another podcast that has two guys like this with very strong similarities and some unique and wonderful differences. You show me that one, send us the link, and Rich and I will stop doing it. But you know what? It doesn't exist. On behalf of Bros Who Know, and remember, we're irrefutably authentic.
Subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe. I want to thank you for tuning in today, and as I try to end every single time, it is our goal that you find your road to hope. We also ultimately want you to find your road to peace. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye now.